Hi, my name is Nicholas Patrick. I'm a professional film score composer, and we are back with another rescore breakdown. This is an interesting one. This is actually from a film scoring competition. All us composers were given a clip from the show Stargirl, and luckily we got the audio, the dialogue, and the sound effects, which is a nice change of pace to be able to score with all the sound. Let's just jump right in, and I'll break down the scene for you. Starting Stargirl and her robot friend. Full disclosure, I don't know this show, so I don't know any of their names. I don't know what the robot friend is called. I don't know what Stargirl's power is. I don't know. I don't know her main theme. I don't know anything about it. But everything you need as a composer is in the scene. So I'm confident. I was confident when I wrote this that I had all the emotional information I needed, whether I knew this show or not. Okay, so moving forward, there's a bus here that is hanging on the edge of a bridge. So we don't see him yet, but there's an Iceman running around who is a villain who's caused this. He's blown ice on the bridge because he has some kind of, I don't know, windy ice breath. He blew ice on the bridge, and of course the bus lost control, and now it's teeter-tottering. And Stargirl is she's on the radio. You can't see it right now. So she's on comms with her robot assistant guy, and see, here he is. He's been frozen by this icicle man, again, who we will see later. He's breaking out. And she's telling him, go save the bus. So here's inside the bus. They are in the process of going over the edge. And he is swooping in at the last moment, just in time to catch the bus. So he doesn't like being seen here. So Stargirl does whatever her Stargirl power is and brings on a bunch of light and blinds his eyes because I guess they don't want to be seen. So safe and sound. So you see that little sigh there? This is an emotional cue. Safe and sound, back on the bridge. There's a brief moment of relief, and we can musically mark that. And we can drag it through this whole scene here. All right, but here, when her robot friend meets back up with her, we need to shift back because the bad guy is still out there. So I think quiet intensity is a good call. Quiet intensity is a term that I use for So this style of music, quiet intensity, it's in thrillers, it's in action movies, it's in spy movies, it's in superhero movies. When people are either sneaking around or what else? Sneaking around or they're something's building to something. It's basically a tense moment, so the dialogue can kind of breathe. Okay, so let's keep moving forward. So this is a good moment for it when they're talking and they're working out what they're going to do next. Quiet intensity. I don't want to get derailed on that. So we go back to the bridge. You notice all the ice there. So this truck is approaching, and we get our first glimpse of the bad guy. There he is. So he's still up to no good. He blows this playing card out of this kid's hand, and he ices the road even further so this truck will not be able to stop. And unfortunately, it hits him. We don't see it, but we see the look on their faces. This is obviously a really terrible, awful moment. Musically, we can go over the top. And this is the graphic, the promo. And with the promo, you go big. This is when you play the theme. So, real quick, before we play it, I'm going to touch on some of the emotion here. So this is obviously an action scene. So what emotions will we need? Tension. We need tension. We need, usually action cues are very busy. So we need tension in 8th and 16th notes. We need cinematic effects to really sell the danger. Cinematic effects are things like cluster chords and string runs and tremolo and what else? Horn rips, things like that. And so here's another interesting moment. So he is swooping in right here. I listened to quite a few other contestants' version, and a lot of people went with heroic in this moment. And what I mean by heroic, I mean full blown the hero theme, celebrating that he's coming to save the day, with zero tension. And I really thought, I understand why they came to that decision, but I think it's the wrong move. And the reason why is because he has not saved the day yet. So we still need uncertainty and tension there before we can play something heroic. And during the Stargirls, when she has her Stargirl power, obviously this calls for something heroic. This is the heroic moment. Something very cinematic and big. Again, relief. I know we're going over this twice, but I just wanted to touch on what emotion is the clip. What emotion is the video calling for? So our relief, we already went over. Quiet intensity. So in this section, so the bad guy is still out there. I think ominous is what we need, but stylistic ominous. So this is a very particular bad guy. I've never seen him before, but I like to give people themes. So stylistic ominous, I think is what it's called for. And here, let's see, building tension because it's about to happen, and then just tragic. And of course, the theme. All right, so let's actually play the thing, and you can see what I've done. Then we'll go back play by play and talk about it.
The bus!
I got it. A kid's looking right at me.
Not for long.
Is everyone okay?
Watch your step, kids.
Stay behind the bus.
All right, easy, one at a time.
What happened?
This was a mistake. We need to go.
We need to find Icicle.
Okay, so that is my rescore. Unfortunately, guys, I don't have the session for this, so I just had to upload the video. I know that's not as cool, but we have enough. All right, so normally I start at the beginning on when I break down these rescores, but I think it's important to start at the end here, because that's exactly what I did. I started scoring this with the promo because the promo was the perfect opportunity to write anything I wanted, and I thought what would fit is a superhero theme. Now, I don't know Stargirl's superhero theme, never heard it before, so I made it my own. And the reason this is important is these first three notes. Da-na, da-na-na. So you hear this all throughout this rescore. I place it in a few different areas, but I reharmonize it. So this is in minor, and it sounds all heroic, but in other places it actually sounds tense. In some places, in one place it sounds like relief, in one place it sounds heroic, and the reason I did that is so it would feel cohesive, like it was all one piece of music, like it was all planned. So starting from the beginning, what you'll notice, a lot of people don't like this, but I personally do. So there's this moment of black when the movie starts playing, where nothing is happening, but you just see the timer counting down. So I squeezed in a little sound design, a little bit of a riser and a hit whenever the clip begins. I think it's a little bit more impactful. And then we go right into some string staccatos, just sawing away on a single tonic, and that gives us our busyness there.
The bus!
So let me switch this here so I can keep moving forward. One more time, I'm going to play it again. You can hear it, the riser come in, build up, and then boom, we hit as soon as the clip begins. And there's also a little bit of sound design in the background there after the strings play.
The bus!
Right there, to kind of mark the bus being in danger. We get a glimpse of it in the distance. So I put this little symbol effect, but it's really sound design. Going to heighten the danger. Okay, and then our robot friend is going to bust out of the ice, and I musically marked that. Was that necessary? No, it probably could have done without it, but I like it, so I did it. So right there, we hear the first three notes of the main theme, da-na-na, but it's in a different context, it's in a different mode, and it doesn't sound as heroic, but it is there. You hear it, right? Na-na-na, na-na-na-na. It sounds like danger. It sounds like uncertainty. Let me back this up just a little bit. Right here. A little more. Okay, so we're moving to the bus, and this is a perfect moment to use orchestral effects. So orchestral effects are typically as musical. They're kind of like sound effects with the orchestra, hence the name. At first, I do a horn rip, and then there are string and woodwind runs, and there's cluster chords. This just kind of sells the chaos of this moment inside the bus here. So there it is again. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. I introduce a new rhythmic idea. So the first rhythmic idea is just the staccato strings just kind of sawing away. Here it's actually more pointed. Dun, da, 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 dun, da, 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 dun, da, 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 dun. And it hovers on a single, those high notes on a single note, because that really does sell tension, just kind of hammering away on a single note. You'd be surprised how useful rhythm in a single note can be. Of course, there's strings over the top of it. It's not just the rhythm. There's a little bit more going on there. Again, earlier I said that some contestants went with heroic there. Again, I understand why they went with that. It makes sense to me. But as far as the continuity of the scene, it's not time to celebrate our hero yet. It's our hero is swooping in, so we need to. But the kids are still in danger. It's not time, right? So we need to acknowledge our hero and his efforts, but we need to keep the tension high. So I'm going to play this one more time, and then we'll move to the next section.
I got it.
Also, that section is a key change. So we've gone up from the original key, which also pushes the scene forward. So this next part here, I work in a little sub drop to kind of mark the bus falling over. It's a fun little trick. It's a trope, really. You see it all the time. And as the sub drop was falling down, the strings are actually going up, not in pitch, but in intensity and dynamics.
A kid's looking right at me.
Not for long.
So this is the first three notes again of the theme, except it's played way slowed down. And underneath it is this ostinato just kind of rising with the strings, which just kind of adds to the excitement and the epicness of what's about to play.
Not for long.
You can hear it. I'm going to back up a little. You can hear it building as the big kind of superhero moment is about to happen.
Looking right at me.
Not for long.
So I mark this moment of relief. She has a sigh of relief on her face, and the cello does the first three notes again. Da, na, na, with a little bit of soft piano in there.
Is everyone okay?
Some gentle woodwinds in there, selling relief. And then we switch back to quiet intensity, and this is more on the quiet side than it is on the intensity. We just need to take the emotion back to things are not quite resolved yet. The bad guy is still out there. That's what the music needs to sell in this moment. Here.
This was a mistake. We need to go.
We need to find Icicle.
So I musically mark when he blows out his ice breath with some really low brass clusters and a cymbal swell. So I've chosen the mallet instruments for this bad guy. I don't know him. But when I do have bad guys, I try to assign a particular sound to them, almost like a theme. The way Stargirl has this, heroic brass. This guy has this mallets, because they can almost sound kind of icy in the right register. And mallets, even though they can sound magical, they can really sound ominous put in the right context. So, in fact, I even start the quiet intensity moment when he's like, "This is a mistake." I start it with the mallet. We just kind of hum on the tonic note here. Let me back up a little bit. Oh, sorry, a little further back. Yeah, sorry. Here it is. We got the high strings, and we got the mallet just kind of hitting that one note, and then in the high end, a little mystery. We take it up a notch. I've got that low brass rumble in there as I'm taking up the mallet, so they're being played a little bit harder as things are progressing. Back up just a hair. So as the truck is approaching, just have a really high brass note that's just really, really intense with very high strings, rising as the truck, slides into him. So here is just synth blended in with the orchestra. It is just a single note and a wall of sound, something that sounds tragic and ominous. And, the drums in there, the distant drums just kind of hitting. I really don't know why I did that. At the time, I thought it was a good idea. I don't know if I'm still sold on it. It does kind of sell intensity, but I don't know. It's just kind of there. Does it work? You know what? You guys let me know. Was that a good choice or wasn't it? And as the card is flying around, so it's giving us the impression that he's dead, which is sad. But instead of shifting to sad, I just take the big wall of sound, that big ominous note, and fade it down. But I leave a high ring, if you notice, the high ring to mark the card floating in the air. And then we do the theme. One more time. Okay, so that is my rescore. I want to thank you guys for stopping in and checking it out. Does this, something I try to ask on all my rescores, does this music serve the scene? I would say absolutely 100%. I'm reminding you, I've never seen Stargirl. Never. Not once. I don't have any history with it. I don't know these characters. I don't know the backstory. I don't know anything. I don't know what things are called. I don't know any of the musical melody, but everything we need is in this little clip. All the emotional cues are there. And if you're perceptive, the movie will tell you exactly what to write. All right, guys. Thanks again for stopping in. We'll see you for the next one.